Morning everyone, afternoon everyone. I'm back in sort of ways. The garage is a complete mess, so I'm working from the house. And today we are going to look at the Packtalk Pro over the Packtalk Edge. But I've got something up my sleeve. I've got somebody here with me who knows a lot about it. So they brought out the Packtalk Pro recently, and there are a few changes. They brought out that over the Edge, and I've had the Edge for 3 years, been absolutely fantastic. So let's introduce the expert. Sage, are you there?
Hey there. Yep, I'm right here and ready to roll. Let's start. All right, let's do it. So everyone, here's the scoop. The Packtalk Pro is Cardo's latest and greatest, and it definitely steps things up from the Packtalk Edge. You're getting those bigger 45mm JBL speakers for a richer sound experience, plus come features like crash detection and automatic on and off functions. Basically, it's like the Edge, just with a bit more oomph and a few extra bells and whistles to make your ride smoother and safer. So there you have it.
So range-wise, Sage, has it got a better range?
In terms of range, it's pretty much on par with the Edge. They both share that same robust dynamic mesh communication tech and the same kind of range. So you're looking at about a mile between units and up to around 5 miles within a group. The big improvements are more on the audio and feature side rather than range. So you're not really losing anything in distance, you're just gaining those extra perks.
Fabulous. So not massive improvements, just sound with JBL speakers, crash detection, automatic on-off, and that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got it exactly. So it's more of an incremental upgrade. The Packtalk Pro is really all about those refinements. The better JBL sound, the crash detection for a bit of extra safety, and the convenience of that auto on and off. But aside from those nice little improvements, you're not looking at a huge leap. Just some handy upgrades to make a great product a little bit better.
Thank you very much. We'll cut it there, and I will catch you later. Thanks for dropping in on our conversation. Right, guys, now, what we're going to do now is have a look at these products. I have basically got a new helmet. This is a Shoei Neotec 2. I used to run this. Hold a sec. Let me grab it. And I actually really like this helmet. This is the Klim Krios Pro. Cardo air click, absolutely no issues. But getting this bugger off, different story. You've got to really press down on that button there. Well, it's not even a button, it's part of the chassis to unlock it, to get it off. But once it's on, it's on. And all this time I've been running these, I can't even pronounce that. I have no clue how to spell that. Say it. IASUS. American Military Technology. These speakers that I've got inside here are made by an American military company that will not send them or distribute them to the UK. They've got really soft outer cushions, as you can see there. And they sort of mould around your ears. So anyway, let's unpack these and see how we get on. Let's see if this camera's going to play ball today. Nope, it's not. Let's tighten that up. There we go. So, straight off the bat, you've got my new helmet, my old helmet, and I've been lucky enough to be sent a Packtalk Pro by my suppliers to review and test. Now, there is the Edge. I'm not going to open that because that's just leftover stock. Now, the packaging is pretty nice. There is the Pro. Now, if you've already got the Edge, see what I mean? That will clip straight in. No bother. no dramas, and it will work. So the actual wiring of the thing is no different. So that's really easy to fit. Now, if you want to fit it yourself and pop it in your helmet, you're going to need a few things out of the box. Before you use it, download the app. The app's really useful. Load of Cardo stickers and a load of Cardo wiring in here. JBL speakers. Okay, well, I personally think they are okay. But when you upgrade yourself to these little puppies, you will be absolutely shocked senseless, because that is bloody loud, and you have no problem hearing any conversations because of the way this soft silicon wraps around your ear. I could sort of demo it for you if possible. Up you go. If you can see that, that's almost like having a can over your ear. You see that? I can't see it now because I'm not looking at the camera. And it's so soft you can't even feel it. That, I find, is absolutely brilliant. Not cheap, 100 quid. To be honest with you, that is cheap. They give you an ear flapper holder, ear flapper to undo your ear if your ear gets stuck. And just to, I've never used that thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these to the Cardo, which is so easy. So launch the JBLs to one side, bang them on eBay. Somebody will love to have the upgrade on those. Now, Cardo comes with a clip system and a stick system. I've been using the clip, absolutely no dramas. Really like the clip. Oh, it's now plastic. It was metal on the old one. That's great, so it's lighter. Alcohol pad, stickies. Now this time I'm going to go with the stickies. Now that is not the full item. That is just the sticky pad for it. This is the actual cradle. Where did she go? Hello? Come in, Cardo. There. So that goes straight into there. Now they haven't made the getting on and off any easier, but so be it. So basically I'm going to stick that. They do make a special Shoei clip that goes in here. Don't like that because it sticks the Cardo out even further. If you're not using a center unit, which you can do on this, and it's all integrated, but there's no speakers integrated either, and the battery goes in the area there. You can see that, which is neat, but I think center is crap. But that's my opinion, and I had one in COVID and they didn't update it, it didn't work. Richard and I just took them back and got a refund, much to the dismay of Infinity. But they just didn't work. End of story. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to stick that to there, a little bit further back, which is absolutely fine, I think. I'm not going to use the clip system because apparently I'm not going to get the clip system in. So I'm going to go with their advice. And there we go. Now, one of the beauties of this system is that's where your microphone connects into, which is there. And in my case, it's a boom mic. So it sits around in front of my mouth. These fucking glasses are terrible. Right, there we go. So there's a boom mic. Now, that is the key to all of this. Sena don't allow you to do this. Connect those into there. Bingo. Your let's call them Nexus are ready to fly, ready to go. Once you've basically detached the cheek pad, which is on 4 clips, you can start to run the wiring. There is plenty of positions in here to run the wiring, and I'm going to do that now. I am going to do that now. Let's see how well that goes. These are the various types of Velcro the Ixus come with, and I'm just going to check whether that will actually stick on there. Bloody gorgeous, made for it. So all I've got to do, Jesus, all I've got to do now is, now that really does stick. Take this pad off the back of this and stick it on the back of this speaker and pop them into place. I think that's how it works. Various different types here. Here we go, here's another one. This is the one actually I want. So this has got the sticky bit on it. I made a right hash of that, didn't I? Oh, Jesus. They are super sticky. Military grade stick. And bingo, pop that on there. No, that's not right, Mr. B. What are you doing? That's sticky to sticky, isn't it? Yep, sure is. I want sticky to Velcro. So that well, that's not right, is it? That's got to stick on there. And then I'm away. Does that come off? Maybe that is the sticky for this. So that sticks on there. Yep, that's the way to go. That's the Velcro, so that sticks to that. That's why it's ultra bloody sticky. And then that also acts as a spacer and makes it come out of the helmet a bit better. Richard had to modify his to make them work. So there we go. That stuff sticks like shit to a blanket. Right, so bingo. Let's just see. So there's the inner area of where your ear is. Bang that on there. That's sticking out quite a way. Once the inner cheek pad goes in, that's going to be seated within there. So there is one. Now I'm going to explore the routing before I carry on filming, because then I'll make a fool of myself, and then I will quickly show you how I did it. So hold on. This wasn't going to be a how to fit a Cardo video, but it's actually turned into one. So just sit back, relax. You don't even need to press pause. I'm about to do that on the video. Give me 2 secs, I'll figure this out and I'll show you how I did it in a second. Now I'm going to take the cheek bag out of here, and that just unclips like that. And then there are 2 clips inside, and then feed it through the strap, and she's off and out. There we go. I might go there actually. I'll watch the bend of the helmet. Now I've just touched it, that was stupid. This is slightly bent, so it should be absolutely fine. I think I'm going to go there. Press go home, and that will take 24 to go off, because that is 3M pads. I think that will be fixed fast. Happy days. It's already pretty solid. Just make sure you got the word Cardo up the right way. Now then, routing. Get these 2 over and in here. Firstly, I want to connect in the speakers. So pop that in and bring one of these speaker wires up and through here. So, hope you can see that. Pop that off, clip it back in. You see that? Pop that off. Now in my case that one's around the right way, so all good. But that's actually not always the magic answer, because you want to trap that wire. Military grade Velcro. So trap that wire in there. You see that? You've got the little bugger then. And now you've got to lose all of this. Now this is a little section for figure out what is actually in here and how to open this. I've seen this done before. I've no bloody clue how to do it. So let's have a look. Let's bring out the old steak knife. There we go. So pop that down and lift. Now there should be a piece of foam in here and a big hole. So we can get rid of all this excess cable in here. Tuck it down through the channel that's there. So bring up what you want, get it all in. There's a channel there, and then pop the piece of foam back, stop it all moving around, pop that on. It's not beautiful, but it's okay. But you can fiddle about and get these wires down the back there. I recommend using what about this thing? It's the only time I'm going to use it. This leather pad, leather ear fixer. So there is a slot here. See that? To split in the you can get that in there. That's lovely. And that's gone now. And the other side, you don't need to do. So that now is fairly neat. That's my mic wire. Now, my mic is going to come round from, I would actually prefer it on the right, but it's actually going to come from the left, obviously. So the mic wire, right, Mr. B talking bullshit again. They've actually thought about this. This is the cheek pad, and this is Velcro. This sticks really well to that, so that is really useful. So in this instance, bury some wires, get your cheek pad back in on your left side, which is probably this one. Yep. Now connecting that up to get it in the right spot, first of all feed your buckle through, and there are three points. 1, 2, 3. See them? Line those up first, because if you don't line those up and you try and squeeze in the top bit, they so just clip them in. I say just clip them in, it's not that easy. So 1, so now you've got the first one in, you probably start to locate. No, that doesn't work. Locate the top bit, and that will just slide in. Get it behind your cables. There is a groove there for cables, which is really nice of Shoei. Get it above the rubber. And make sure it is all clipped in, which mine is not. So there we go. They're actually quite difficult to do. Unless you're... right then, so now cable for mic needs to come round the inside to about there. You want to get these in properly, because the last thing you want, middle of tour, that over clips over there. That's it. Middle of the tour, and the next tour is coming up in 10 days. We're going to Switzerland. We're going to... I'm going to piss about with that in a minute. Let's get this right. This one in first. Microphone in. We're going to Switzerland. We are taking a run down. What we're going to do. Right, let's put this in. And then bury that little bugger up inside there. And basically tuck it down. So then you want to put your other cheek pad in. So now you can see that these speakers are, where are you? Pretty well situated, almost flush with the, can you see that? See? Perfect little, there we go. You see what I mean? Perfect. So there we go. Eat, sleep, repeat with the other cheek pad. I'm not going to repeat that. That, apart from a little bit of tidying up here, which I'm not enamoured with, which I'm not going to piss about on camera, it really is, every time I've done one of these, it's different. That's the basis of it. So let me fiddle now, tidy it up. So when I say tidy up, I mean just sort the clip out. I've not got that in properly. There's no point in you watching me do that. And I will come back to you in a minute, give you the verdict of the sound quality of the new Cardo Pro. Right, we're back on. I discovered that I was being a bit of an idiot, so it's just not unusual. You see that white clip there? That one there. If you look at the angle of that and that goes straight in, that won't. That has to go in at an angle like that. It's really difficult to film, but you have to sort of slide it that way. You can almost hear it go. But without it in there, it doesn't locate properly. That's in. Now the front one will then just clip in like that. And then get the studs in. Don't listen to what I first said. Put the studs in first. It sounded like a good idea at the time. But it isn't. It's a bad idea. Then you can connect these up. Making sure you do hear that click. And one missing here. There we go. Oh, it's not freaking easy, is it? Don't come around here asking me to do it. So now you can basically try it on. Bearing in mind, the first time you try one of these on with a boom mic in the way, the boom mic's going to be in the way. This panel's come off again. That's not great, is it? Right, now she's all done and all tidy. One can see how it looks inside. So I'm going to focus up. There we go. So let's see what happens when we try it on and feel the fit. Now, this is the first time I've done this with a Shoei helmet, so whether I'm going to need this piece of leather to hold my ears back, it's a different story. Good thing about one of these, you can slightly flex it out. Anyway, that is seriously uncomfortable. They are pressing into my ears. So, adjustment required. Back on it. Right, I figured something out. I figured out this little fella wants to go for a walk. Don't you? Hey? Is that why you're pestering me? Is it? Stay there, I'll do it in a minute. So, what I figured out is, I was talking shit. So, stay there. You don't stick that microphone to there because it will stick, and that's what I said you do. You don't do that. It presses into your cheek. So what you have to do is use the supplied Velcro pads and basically bring it down the inside here, across here. So for the fifth bloody time, wipe it away, get the positions for the microphone. Oh, stay there. Who the hell is that? Bloody doorbell. Okay, actually though, let's take a break from this. Whilst we're on the phone, look what's arrived. Mind your nose, mush. Wrong box. From my supplier. Very exciting day. What timing? A carbon fibre end cap in carbon twill. Look at that. That's for the GS. What do you think of that? I'll make it look a bit nicer. Anyway, I'm going to need to cut this. Right, so there we go. That's stuck that on. As you can see now, 2 pads in place. Pop that on there. No, don't pop that on there yet. Pop that on there. And that should come round to the middle of where your mouth is. Putting your money where your mouth is. Now let's see if this pad goes back on. My money's no. But maybe. Yep, it's all right. It's obviously been thought of somewhere in the depths of Shoei that we might want to put a... Now, I want to bury these wires later. I've got to check whether I've got these speakers in the right position. So what I've actually discovered is the boom mic, obviously I thought initially easily put on there, but you'd be pressing into your cheek. So with this, the boom mic needs to go just along the ridge here. Otherwise you will not get the poppers in. Just in front of the speaker, just in front of that popper. Okay, just in front. Otherwise you won't get the bloody popper in, and that's the trouble I've been having for the last half an hour. So, yep, there we go. Boom mic is in sort of that position. So otherwise you end up with a bendy boom mic, and you end up moving it a lot, and then you end up with a faulty mic, which is not what you want. So just give me a second, gonna fire this baby up and see how it sounds. While I've got there, you'll be pleased to know, was a mission. I did have the mic in the wrong place, but first time I've done it. This sits quite high away from the helmet. And I said, oh no, I don't want that bracket to sit on there. On reflection, that was a stupid idea. The bracket would have been better there, and then I could have mounted it there. I'm actually going to do that because putting it where I put it, it's right back here. You can see. But Jesus Christ, the sound quality from this thing, this new Cardo Pro, the bass, it's just superb. With these things as well, what are they called again? Link below. X Sound 4. So I hope you don't think I was a complete knob. The only thing you've got to remember now is to poke that in. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Sound quality is not compromised because of those. There's me automatically turning it off, and you don't actually have to anymore because it will automatically switch off when it knows your helmet's stationary. So I'm going to get the bracket to go on there, and that's how I'm going to roll. Before these bed in too much, and apparently they take time to, bloody hell, take time to stick, but that is bloody well on there. That isn't coming off anytime soon. So I might have to release the bracket off there. I'll try and pry that off. What a steak knife. No, that's a stupid thing to do. I reckon I'll get some fishing line in there. That is stuck so well. Yeah, really stuck well, which is a bit of a shit for me because I've got to get the bugger off. Let's hope it doesn't take any paint off. Bear with me on this one. They are going to be on the website soon. Cardo Packtalk Pro, Cardo Packtalk. Now I wouldn't buy the Packtalk Edge again because the sound quality and the way this works is so much better. See the website, lifeisright.co.uk. What do you reckon, Woods? All good? We done? Are we finished? Yeah, I think Woody thinks we're done, and I think we need to go out for a walk in the pouring rain, seeing as we can't go and ride bikes. So, thanks for watching again. Nice to be back on. I hope my content has been missed or not. Please subscribe. There will be a deal on our website on this, so check it out, lifeisright.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Nice one.